We're gonna be rich.
Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Blizzard announced Year of the Pegasus late last week, and in it is a bunch of changes to the core cards. There's a bunch of cards leaving the core set and a bunch of cards now that will be new to core, some that we've never seen before, so I wanted to go through these, and I'm doing this from a budget perspective. A lot of the views on my channel is about budget decks and how to climb without spending an arm and a leg on dust, and I wanted to just go through some of these. What do I think are good moves? What are some I'm questioning? Some difficulties I might see, and just to discuss some of the cards because I like talking about Hearthstone. So we're going to go through class by class, and we will just discuss a few of them, not every single one of them, because I don't want to bore you guys with the details. But as you can see, we're going through Death Knight first, and some changes are happening. Those on the left are leaving. Those on the right are going to be new. So I'm just going to go line by line. And looking at this now, the big thing that stands out is Lord Marrowgar is leaving. And if anybody's ever played the Undead or maybe even Rainbow versions of Death Knight, this card is pretty popular. This was late game, and it's going to be gone soon. So hopefully we'll get something a little bit new. Like the one thing I'm looking at now is the Scourge is coming into core set, which is cool, which kind of, helps. But the board state with the Scourge being used and the board state with a huge, group of these 1/1s that turn into 4/4s or 6/6s or 8/8s, just huge. That won't be the case. The Scourge ones you get are going to be 1/2s, 2/3s. It's just going to be a mixture. It's random undead, and sometimes that random doesn't work. So while I like the Scourge being in there, there is utility to be had. Lord Marrowgar will be missed. Another thing that I'm a little nervous about is Vampiric Blood is going into core, and that gives your hero +5 health. If you spend 3 corpses, you get 5 more and you draw a card. This card makes Death Knight very, very difficult to kill. Interesting to see that going into the core set. Soul Stealer as well. Soul Stealer is a pain. It's a much less restrictive way of renoing the board. You destroy all their minions, and then you gain corpses for each minion destroyed. I'm very interested in playing that in core, and I think those that are looking for budget alternatives would do so as well. And then to look at the next step, Corrupted Ashbringer is leaving, Patchwork is leaving, Obliterate is leaving. Those are 3 cards that we've been seeing. Maybe Patchwork not as much, maybe Corrupted Ashbringer since Plagues came out, but it's still something that I think we'll see a little bit of a miss out of that. We will be missing those 3. In terms of ones that are coming in, Soulbreaker is what it is. I don't know if I would play that as opposed to the other weapons or what have you, but we have a weapon for Death Knight. We actually have a couple of them if we're looking at these. And then Corpse Explosion. That's the big one. Corpse Explosion. I was not expecting to see Corpse Explosion. It's a very good card. I'm very excited to see that. You see that there's a little bit of undead, little bit of blood, little bit of unholy, then blood, and then frost. But that's about it. There's nothing else crazy in that list. In terms of some of the other cards, the ones that are leaving, Frigidera. Overseer Frigidera is leaving, and then Repulsive Gargantuan. I don't think I've ever seen this card being played unless when it first came out or what have you. So Frigidera kind of messes with Frost decks, but from a budget perspective, you're gaining because you're getting Frostworm's Fury, and that's a great card. It's just an absolute great card. It deals 5 damage directly. It freezes all the enemy minions, and then it puts a 5/5 on your side that you can fight later on. I love that card. Always love that card. I love it when you can get more of that card. And I'm definitely excited about that. And then Horn of Winter. Refresh 2 mana crystals, that's fine. That's very helpful. It's 0 mana. I don't know if I want to throw that in my deck with all the other cards that are out there, but, remember, everything that I talk about right now is just based on what we have now. There's a whole bunch of new cards coming out. I think we've only seen like 7 or 8 of the whizbangs workshop cards, so there's going to be some cool stuff that we'll see. Going through the rest of it. Frostmourne, I like Frostmourne. I've never really used it, but Death Rattle summon every minion killed by this weapon. It's pretty cool. I just never personally used it. That's another option there with Might and Menethil as well. There's weapons, so we are getting some weapons. Nothing sticks out at me in terms of the rest of the Death Knight cards that are leaving. Corpse Bride is really cool. If you have a lot of corpses and you have a lot of utility, you can have a up to 10 mana taunt. With that much attack and health, that's pretty cool. And then the Nerubian Swarm Guard, I like this one as well. Taunt with the battle cry, summon 2 copies of this minion. You could do stuff with that. Plus, it's a taunt. It's difficult to go through. Asphyxiate coming to the set. I'm excited. This is a good card. Very good card. It doesn't have any rune restrictions, and it's just, listen, there's some pretty heavy stuff that comes onto the boards. I use this card Asphyxiate often, and I'm sure we will see much more usage of it. And then Alkalite of Death, after a friendly undead dies, draw a card. I've been using this, and I think Rainbow, and I might have put this in a Plague to test, so I like this card as well. I'm glad it's going into core. Demon Hunter is next, and looking at Demon Hunter, I don't really have too many crazy notes. The ones that are leaving, I don't really think that they were really played for any substantial length of time. The Demon Hunter cards that are coming in, Wayward Sage is awesome because it's Outcast. I liked Outcast, so maybe it won't work. Maybe it'll be busted. Maybe there'll be some Outcast synergy that we see in the next set, but I kind of like that card. If we have an Outcast type of archetype coming through, and then the Expendable for Performers is super fun. So it throws 7 1/1 Illidari with Rush, and then if they all die, you can summon more. So that's a 14/14. You can kill something you need. There's probably some synergy that we might see where you could do some fun stuff with those. So this one I'm okay with, absolutely. But the ones that are leaving, I don't have anything, for or against those. Druid is one I definitely want to talk about. First of all, first time we've seen it. I don't know if you've been playing for a long period of time, but Spellstones are back. It looks like we're getting all the Spellstones that were gone are coming in, and then I believe at least I've seen one of the Death Knight cards for the new expansion. It's a Spellstone, so I'm very happy with that. Spellstones were great. It was just a card that you just threw in your deck, and then I kept it in my hand for as long as I needed, and then it was just a really powerful tool that you could use late game. There's other utilities for it, obviously. Greybow, always liked Greybow. That's fine. All of these cards look cool for me if I'm playing Druid. And the ones that are leaving, so when I'm seeing the leaving part, I'm looking at Druid and be like, okay, I've been playing against Druid, and these cards are leaving. Am I happy about that? And the Lunar Eclipse, yeah, that's fine. Let it leave, no problem. But the Solar Eclipse, I'm glad it's going away. That's the one, the next spell you cast this turn, cast twice. It was broken. It made things either super huge or made the armor super huge. Our card draw was amazing. I'm glad that's going away. Nourish, yeah, I'm fine with that going away. Soul of the Forest is leaving, which will remove maybe some Treant synergy. Treant Druid has been pretty oppressive for a portion of the past couple of months, so I'm good with that. And then, of course, Kiri, that's going away because it's the Lunar Eclipse, Solar Eclipse type of thing, so I'm fine with all of these going away. And then Pounce, it is what it is, and Wild Growth, I don't really care. I'm not partial to those whatsoever. But the ones that are coming in, I like these. If I'm playing with the Druid decks, I'm okay with these additions. Hunter is next up, and you know, if you're following anybody on Hearthstone Twitter, you'll notice that King Crush is going to be missed. I know that there was quite a few people that were excited that he was going into the last set, and you know, the last core set, excuse me, and he's leaving. Hopefully we might see something. It looks like we're going to see something Crush related with the new mini set, with the new set, and I'll be excited for that. In terms of what's leaving, Selective Breeder, okay, no problem. I'm not really like freaking out over it. Doggy Biscuit, I really liked, but I didn't like playing against it, so I'm fine with that being gone. Another secret, so Cat Trick Secret, Wandering Monster Secret, I'm okay with these two leaving, and then Candle Shot. There was other opportunities to make yourself immune while you're hitting for a lot more damage. So I'm okay with all of these. And then the ones that are coming in, Barak, Codobane, I'll have to see what other cards are available or what type of synergies, because this one's draw 1, 2, and 3 cost spells. I don't see this being a, yay, we've got this card. The Discover on Master's card is pretty cool. It's a very good way if you just have beasts in your deck to get, you know, a lot of card draw. Spellstone is here. I'm fine with all of these. Kill Command is amazing as well. Deal 3 damage if you control a beast. Deal 5 damage instead. So all of these I'm okay with. Nothing sticks out as a, oh my god, this is bad. It's terrible. Mage. I don't know about Mage. I think I'm kind of impartial. You know, Agwyn, the Guardian, that was a good card, but it didn't get a lot of, you know, heavy usage recently. Pyroblast, I don't know why you would put a 10 mana Pyroblast in your deck, but that's just me personally. Fire Sale is going to be a miss. It was very good to play this card. It had tradables, so you could grab something else if you needed it, but the only downside is deal 3 damage to all minions. So if you had something on your side, unless you didn't want them dead, that was a problematic card. And then the Snap Freeze, I'm fine with that. What's coming in though, I like the Flame Strike. Deal 5 damage to all enemy minions. It's just to them, and I'm 100% okay with that. And then Primordial Glyph, I liked this card from the beginning. I'm glad it's coming back in. Caligos and Frostbolt, it is what it is. I'm not really worried about it. Giving Mage a little bit more freeze is always a good thing in my eyes. Just dealing 3 damage. Some minions that we're getting right now, what is 3 damage? 3 damage is a paper cut. So let's look at Paladin, and I play a lot of Paladin, so we'll see. I'm okay with these. Amber Watcher, I didn't play a lot. True Silver Champion, didn't play a lot. These are great, but there's other alternatives out there, and with these being common, you know, you're not missing out. Blessing of Kings, I like that card. That card was busted in a little bit of aggro, so I'm okay with that. I think aggro Paladin is fun, but maybe we need something new. And the legendary for the rest of your game, your when you summon a Silverhand Recruit, give a Divine Shield. Okay, I mean, they've tried to do stuff with Dude Paladin. I don't think it was as good as some of the other options for Paladin, and I don't think it really stuck, so I'm okay with losing that one. Lady Liadrin, though, I'm very excited for them to be coming back, because when we used to have the Librams, that was such a fun meta. Every card that you played throughout each spell you cast, on friendly characters will go back into your hand. This is really cool, especially late game. Everything that you did in the beginning of the game will come back for you, and if you put the right spells in there, you are good to go. Silver Moon Portal, love it. Spike Ridge Steed, I love this one as well. I liked this one when it first came out, so that's pretty cool. Hammer of the Naru, I'm okay with. It is what it is on this. I don't think I'd be playing a 6 mana for a 3/3, regardless of me putting out a 6/6 Holy Elemental with Taunt. I don't see it, but I could be wrong. Remember, we don't know a lot of the new cards coming out. We only know 7 of them right now, so... next up, Priest. You know, I got a love-hate relationship with Priest. I love to hate it. Just kidding. This is going to be really, really different. And I'm going to say this for a couple reasons. So, Dark Bishop Benedictus, one of the only good ways for a budget player to play Priest was through the Shadow Priest. And it's going away. It's gone. And it'll be interesting to see what other budget options there are for Priest, because Priest has normally been a very, very dust heavy class, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But Draconid Operative, if you're holding a dragon, discover a copy of a card in your opponent's deck. This one didn't get very much play recently. Shadowed Spirit, Death Rattle, deal 3 damage to the enemy hero. Yeah, I'm okay with that, but it was an undead, so it went into the undead Priest. That one's going to hurt a little bit with Dark Bishop leaving. Shard of the Naru, I'm happy that this card is leaving. This card was a pain in the butt. And when I was playing as Priest, I don't play a lot of Priest, but when I did, I didn't use this card. And then Holy Champion, Overheal, gain +2 attack, I'm fine with that. And then Shadow Word Death, yeah, I'm okay with that one. In terms of what's coming in, we'll have to see. We've got the Spellstone back. The Spellstone was very powerful when Priest had this in Standard, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Madame Lazul will now discover a copy of a card in your opponent's hand. It's helpful. It's going to win some games. I just don't know what else it's going to do in that deck. Obsidian Statue, I've always liked this one. I always liked it even though it had lifesteal. Playing with it was pretty good, playing against it, but it's a 4/8. Even though it's going to destroy a random enemy minion for 9 mana, I just don't know how that works yet. This one ships, good gosh, I can't pronounce that. Shurigen, I don't know. Listen, this one right here, after you summon a minion, give it a +1 health. 1/2 Dragon Pirate. I don't know what else is going to do to help that, so we'll see what happens. And then Void Shard is a cool card. I liked it. 4 mana for lifesteal, 4 damage. What can you do? It's a fine card. Let's see, Rogue. There's another one. Rogue is. I'm happy that Shadow Jeweler Hamnar is leaving. Only because there were so many secrets that this thing worked. It looked like the secret package is going away, because it's like ambush, cheat death, plagiarize, those are all leaving. So I guess they don't want to deal with secrets anymore. Of course, Secret Rogue has not been around, for the past couple of months. And then Buccaneer's gone, that's fine. Flick Skyshiv is Battlecry, destroy a minion and all copies of it wherever they are. I like this. I think that's cool for Rogue to have back. I'm okay with that. Fedorai Strider, also it's pretty cool. It's 4/4, but also you're shuffling cards in your deck. Spectral Cutlass, it is what it is, not a big deal. Raiding Party, this is interesting here. Raiding Party, draw 2 pirates from your deck, combo and a weapon. What pirates are we going to get this year? What pirates are we going to see in the next expansion? It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Sap, I'm okay with this both playing and playing against it. So return an enemy minion to your opponent's hand. I'll be okay with that. Maybe that won't be played too often because, you're returning it back to the enemy, so whatever it was supposed to do could be done again. We'll see what happens with that. Shaman. Haven't spent a lot of time on Shaman this year, and it's a shame because it's such a fun class. Just not enough time in the day. But, one of the things for a budget player, they're going away. So Grand Totem Eyesore is a very good totem synergistic card that you could be playing. It was very cheap. It was one that I talked about a lot in the past couple of budget decks when I did talk about Shaman, so that going away is interesting. Doomhammer was a great weapon for you to be able to use pretty easily. Just throw it in as a tech card for your Shaman deck. Bloodlust, who didn't like this card? This card's amazing, and that one's going to be missed. The Zap, deal 2 damage to a minion overload. I'm okay with this one. This one was not a big deal. And then the Strength Totem is going away as well. So there's going to be a little bit less totems. Let's see what comes into the new expansion. Maybe we'll see something good. But going into Shaman is Kalamos Primal Primal Lord, which is Battlecry. If you played an elemental last turn, cast an invocation, and this one's really cool. I guess we're going to talk a lot more about elementals maybe. Recently, we've had a couple of elementals. There's been some elemental synergy, so that's cool. And look, Air Elemental, Elusive. It's a 3/1 elemental, 1 mana. It's amazing. Elusive is the one that cannot be targeted by spells or hero powers. It's the new keyword they finally solidified. Muck Pools is staying in. I've always loved the evolve and devolve in Shaman, so that's pretty cool. And then Spirit Claws, I'm okay with this. Has +2 attack while you have spell damage. And then look, one of the totems from the hero power is going to be spell damage +1. Wrath of the Air totem is coming back. Next up is Warlock. And this one's a little weird too. They weren't played a lot, so I'm happy we're getting the Spellstone. I'm happy we're getting Archvillain Rafam. It was fun playing with this card. So depending on what imps we have and we can deal with, this could be fun. This could be a budget archetype that we can work with. I'll be messing around and keeping a close eye on this. And then what's leaving wasn't really huge and popular. You know, I don't think I ever saw any of the decks that I had on the budget perspective with any of these cards in it. Maybe Fiendish Circle, maybe. So I'm okay with these changes. I don't see anything, oh my god, this is broken. Like I said, with Priest, I think Priest is going to see a huge change for budget decks, but I think Warlock should be okay. We'll see how it goes. Sludge is still going to be around for a little bit, so don't worry about it. None of these cards get affected by Sludge, so you're good. Warrior is up next, and Warrior is more of the same as Warlock is. I don't see any problems with these cards. Listen, my favorite Warrior deck was Pirate Warrior and Rush Warrior, so Sword Eater was a fun card. It was a great card. It was a super valuable card. Taunt, Battlecry, equip a 3/2 sword. It was amazing. And it's going away. I think there's other things now. I don't see any problems with any of these. And in terms of the ones that are coming in, Fiery War Axe is coming back after being gone for many years. Sanguine Depths, the location, that's very cool. And then Town Crier, draw a rush minion from your deck. All these are pretty cool. Deathwing, Mad Aspect, I don't know how this is going to happen, but Warrior could be cool to see what's going to be done with this one, especially when there's ways that you can buff your minions in hand and in your deck. So we'll see what happens with this one. To go through the neutrals, and then we're almost done. I'm just going to go line by line, show out any crazy ones. In terms of the top row, I don't see a problem with any of the ones that are leaving. It's fine. Alexstrasza leaving, the Lifebender. That was a very good card for a budget player, but it wasn't utilized a lot. Dr. Boom is fine. I never saw that in a budget deck. But in terms of the ones that are coming in, these are great. So Sylvanas Windrider, take control of a random enemy minion. Yes, please. Thank you. The Siamat, the 7-mana 7/7 elemental. Absolutely. All 4 of these are amazing cards. And then Alexstrasza, the one that set heroes' remaining health to 15, it's great. With how much health that we can get and how much, generation it is, this is an equalizer, because you're putting your opponent, if they have a lot of health or they have a lot of armor or whatnot, you're able to chip down to them, and you're able to set yourself up if you need to get more healing as well. So it's a really cool card, and I'm excited that's going into core for the budget players. Ziliax is gone. Ziliax is going away. Gadgets and Auctioneer. I'm fine with Auctioneer going away. I'm impartial to the other two going away, but Ziliax was fun. Ziliax was super fun. So that's might be a bummer. We'll see. In terms of what's coming in, all 4 of these are amazing. First of all, Nomelia, the safe pilot, it's really cool. It's based on the Warcraft Rumble series or what have you. I'm very excited to play this card. It's going to be very budget friendly. I would be saying that most of these 4 will probably be used quite often in budget decks. Leroy Jenkins is back as well, and this is a great card that was used. Justicar Trueheart, replace your starting hero power with a better one. It's a great card. Why would you not want to have that? And then Molten Giant as well. These are good cards I'm excited to have into a budget capacity. Next row of those leaving, I'm okay with all of these. Nothing sticks out to me as like, oh my god, I can't believe this is going away. The ones that are coming in, another 4 awesome ones. Mountain Giant's very cool. 1 less for each other card in your hand. That's fine. But the next 3, Mind Control Tech. If your opponent has 4 or more minions, take control of 1. You get to pick. So it's a buff. This card was buffed. It's a very good card. Next one here, Footman. This is another one of the Warcraft Rumble cards. And oh my god, this is amazing. The adjacent minions to this minion are immune while attacking. Imagine the possibilities. So this is really, really cool. Excited to see this being played, and I would want to put this in budget decks. And then Stonehill Defender is I've always been a fan of it. It's a 3 mana 1/5 with taunt. The battle cry is discover a taunt minion. So you have an extra minion that you get to discover one. Yeah, they might not be perfect, but still an extra minion and having a taunt on the board right then and there at turn 3. Sign me up. Next up, and then we're almost done. Yeah, we are almost done. Let's see. Grim Necromancer, Explosive Sheep, Emerald Skytown, Tour Guide. I mean, Tour Guide was used, but not in a oh my goodness capacity. I'm okay with all of these. In terms of the ones that are staying, that are coming in, excuse me. Evasive Worm is elusive. Rush, Divine Shield, love it. 6 mana, let's go. Warsong Grunt, rush after this attacks and kills a minion, it may attack again. That's also very cool. Night Elf Huntress, deal 3 damage to 3 different enemies. You pick the targets. These Warcraft Rumble ones are really, really cool. Vicious Slither Spear. I'm kind of tired of seeing Vicious Slither Spear. It'll be helpful for a budget capacity, but yeah, I'm kind of tired of it. Wand Maker. Wand Maker, it is what it is. Okay, that's fine. Add a 1-cost spell from your class to your hand. Okay with that. One of the only pirates I saw in this entire set is neutrals, is South Sea Deckhand. Has charge while you have a weapon equipped. Okay, that's cool. No problem. Not really jumping for joy. It's fine. The Firefly is good, and add a 1/2 elemental to your hand. It's a good card. It's a cheap card. And then let's see if I can get this over here. Boulder Fist Ogre. I'm not going to see it over my face. Yeah, Boulder Fist Ogre. It's a 6 mana 6/7. Zeddy teases about this a lot, but it's a good card. Some people say it's too overpowered or it's too valuable. It has no card text. I don't care. I'm impartial to it. So I've rambled enough. I've been rambling a lot lately. I appreciate you guys spending time with me on this. There will be decks that we're playing from a budget capacity that has this. There will be a lot of cool synergies. Remember, I would be very shocked if they didn't do this. The team, when they're selecting the cards, they're looking at how these will work with some of the cards that are coming out in the next couple of sets, because they're going to be around for the year. So, when you're looking at some of these things, and when I'm looking at some of these things, I don't like, okay, why? I have a feeling that there will be several times in the next couple of weeks when the new cards get released, and the new sets start getting released after that we're going to be like, that's why they put this card in. That's why they put this card in. So pay attention to these. You know, some of these are very good. Some of these I would put in every single deck if I didn't have a lot of gold or dust to buy the newer cards. And some of these will absolutely help you win games, and that's what you want to do. You want to win a bunch of games. Don't forget, every week, if you're the budget conscious player, I do a video where I talk about all the budget decks that'll climb you through gold, through bronze through gold. Each and every week it's different. I try to switch it up, and I try to help those that are not looking to spend a ton on this game, because this game can be played without spending any money, and don't forget that. That's it. I will talk to you guys soon. Don't forget, if you haven't seen it yet, I have a contest to get the new set as it's released in the next couple of weeks. So check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next video.